Sometimes a prophecy isn't about the distant future. Sometimes it's about now. About this week. About what's happening as you watch this video. Baba Vanga, the blind Bulgarian seer with 85% accuracy, made specific predictions for March 2026. Not for someday. Not for maybe. For March. For this month. And while most people were focused on her grand prophecies about distant wars and catastrophes, she was seeing something much more immediate. Something you can check out in this week's news. Something that is unfolding, exactly as she described it, 30 years ago. I'm going to show you 5 events that Baba Vanga specifically predicted for March 2026. And when you compare them to today's headlines, you'll feel a chill down your spine. Because we're not talking about prophecy anymore. We're talking about timeline. Before we begin, you need to understand one thing. Watch this video now. Because when you're done, you'll want everyone to see it. Share it with someone who still thinks prophecies are just stories. And if you're new to prophetic destiny, subscribe, because this channel shows when prophecies stop being theory and become reality. Vangelia Pandiva Gushtarova. Baba Vanga. You already know her story. Blind at age 12. Visions that proved 85% accurate. She predicted Chernobyl. She predicted 9/11. She predicted the 2004 tsunami. She predicted the exact date of her own death. But there's something few people know about Baba Vanga. She didn't just make grand prophecies about distant decades. She made specific predictions. With months. With details. And in her personal notebooks, kept by her niece, there is an entire section dedicated to March 2026. Why March? Why this month specifically? Because, according to her, March 2026 would be the month when the seeds planted begin to sprout. The month when what was hidden becomes visible. The month when the world would begin to realize that 2026 is not an ordinary year. And now, in March 2026, as you watch this video, the seeds are sprouting. Just as she said. Let's begin. Prediction 1. The silent disease of the East. In her 1981 notebooks, Baba Vanga wrote, in March 2026, a disease will emerge from the East. It will not be like the others. It will be silent. People will not know they have it until it is too late. For decades, no one knew exactly what that meant. Silent. What kind of disease is silent? But now, at this very moment, as you watch this video, there is an outbreak of Nipah virus in India. And here's what will give you chills. The Nipah virus has an incubation period of 4 to 14 days. During that time, the person is infected but shows no symptoms. Silent. Exactly as Baba Vanga described it. From the East? India. East. March 2026. We are literally living the prophecy right now. But wait. It gets worse. Baba Vanga continued, by the time they realize it, it will have spread. And the cure they will find, will not be for everyone. The Nipah virus has a mortality rate of 40 to 75%. And so far, there is no approved vaccine. She saw this. In 1981. 45 years ago. And she described March 2026 as the month when the silent disease will begin its journey. Look at this week's news. Look at what is happening in India now. Baba Vanga wasn't talking about the future. She was talking about today. Prediction 2. The invisible tremor. In her visions of March 2026, Baba Vanga spoke of a tremor that no one feels, but everyone suffers. This has confused interpreters for years. How can a tremor be invisible? How can no one feel it but everyone suffer? But she was specific. March will be the month when the earth beneath your feet begins to crack. Not with earthquakes. With numbers. Numbers. Now, in March 2026, we are seeing something unprecedented. Massive fluctuations in global financial markets. Digital currencies fluctuating wildly. Banks reporting systemic instability. The tremor is not geological. It is economic. And Baba Vanga predicted exactly that. When the numbers dance out of control, people will understand that their security was an illusion. In the last 2 weeks, Bitcoin fell 18% in 72 hours. 3 regional banks in the US reported liquidity problems. The Chinese stock market experienced its highest volatility in 5 years. No one feels it because it is not a physical earthquake. Everyone suffers because their money, their savings, their investments, are at the epicenter. And March, according to Baba Vanga, is just the beginning. She said, the invisible tremor of March will become the visible collapse of June. If she was right about March, what's coming in June? Prediction 3, the restless skies. Baba Vanga described March 2026 as the month when the skies will be restless. She said, lights where there should be none. Objects moving in ways that defy understanding. And governments finally stopping their denial. For years, this seemed like fantasy. But something is happening now that cannot be ignored. In the last 3 weeks, over 200 UFO sightings reported over the Pacific Ocean. Commercial pilots reporting unidentified objects interfering with flight instruments. The Pentagon publicly admitted that unexplained aerial phenomena have increased 300% since January. March 2026. Restless skies. Just as she predicted. But Baba Vanga went further. She said something that, at the time, seemed impossible. In March, an important government will make an announcement. It won't say everything. But it will say enough for the world to start wondering if it is alone. It hasn't happened yet. But we're only halfway through the month. And if the patterns Baba Vanga described continue, if the skies remain unrestful, if the sightings continue to increase, then, before the end of March, we may hear something that changes everything. She saw this 40 years ago. And it's happening now, right before our eyes. Stop for a second. If what you just heard is making you rethink everything. If you're realizing that the prophecies aren't about the distant future, but about now. Hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs to see this. And subscribe to Prophetic Destiny, because the next 2 predictions will show you that March 2026 is just the beginning. And the last one will touch your life directly. Prediction 4, the water that disappears. One of Baba Vanga's most specific predictions for March 2026 was about water. She said, March will be the month when people will begin to realize that water is disappearing. Not gradually. Suddenly. Rivers that have always flowed will dry up in days. Lakes that have always existed will become deserts. And people will fight, not for gold, but for water. This seemed like an exaggeration. Water disappearing suddenly. How? But look at what is happening now, in March 2026. The Colorado River in the U.S. has reached its lowest level in 100 years, in a matter of weeks. Lakes in East Africa are drying up 10 times faster than scientists predicted. Reservoirs in Spain have lost 40% of their volume in just 15 days. Suddenly. Just as Baba Vanga said. And the scariest part of the prophecy? When the water starts to disappear in March, governments will hide the truth. They will say it is temporary. They will say it will rain. But it will not rain. And in July, when people realize, it will be too late to prepare. Baba Vanga was not talking about normal drought. She was talking about a water collapse. And March 2026 is the month when it starts to become impossible to hide. Look at the news. Look at the reservoir levels. Look at what's happening as you watch this video. She saw this decades ago. And now it's happening, exactly as she predicted, exactly in March 2026. Prediction 5, the awakening begins. And now. Baba Vanga's most personal prediction for March 2026. The one she guarded most carefully. The one she said was the most important of all. In her notebooks, she wrote. March 2026 is the month when the seeds awaken. Not all of them. Not many. But some. And those who awaken will feel it first as madness, then as clarity. She was talking about people. Of individuals who, in March 2026, would begin to change. They will feel things they shouldn't feel. They will know things they shouldn't know. They will see patterns where others see chaos. And here's the part that will make you question everything. Those destined to awaken in March will be drawn to this information. They will search. They will find it. And when they read about March 2026, something inside them will say, I knew it. So let me ask you something. Why are you watching this video? Of all the videos you could be watching right now, why this one? Why does something inside you need to know about March 2026? Why, when I said, the awakening begins, did something inside you recognize it? Baba Vanga said, March is just the beginning. Those who awaken first will be the guides. They won't understand yet. But in June, when others begin to awaken, they will know why they were the first. If you feel something as you hear this. If something inside you is saying, this is true. If you have the strange feeling that you knew March 2026 would be different. Maybe it's not a coincidence. Maybe you are one of the seeds Baba Vanga saw awakening. And maybe, just maybe, your life will never be the same again. So here's the truth that no one wants to say out loud. 5 predictions from Baba Vanga for March 2026. The silent disease of the East. Happening. The invisible tremor. Happening. The restless skies. Happening. The disappearing water. Happening. The awakening. Beginning. This is not prophecy about the future. It is documentation of the present. Baba Vanga was not predicting. She was seeing. And what she saw for March 2026 is happening now. So remember the 5 predictions. The disease from the East that has arrived. The economic tremor that has begun. The skies that no longer lie. The water that is disappearing. And the awakening that you may be feeling. Baba Vanga saw all of this. For March. For now. If this video impacted you, hit that like button now. Share it with everyone who needs to wake up. Subscribe to Prophetic Destiny and turn on notifications. And leave a comment saying, #March Revealed if you felt the awakening. Because in my next video, I'm going to reveal what Baba Vanga said about April 2026. And if March was the month of seeds, April is the month of harvest. And what she saw for April will make March seem like a gentle warning. Look around you. Look at the news. Look at the signs. Baba Vanga wasn't wrong about March. And she won't be wrong about what comes next. Stay informed. Stay prepared. And above all, stay aware of what is happening now. Because prophecies are no longer about the future. They are about today. See you next time. And remember, you have been warned.